pineal gland, okay, which is the first brain, because we got two brains: the brain that allows us to perceive the five senses, and then we have the pineal gland, which is the superior brain that allows us to tap into higher consciousness. It is what actually separates human beings, the conscious human being, from a regular animal or a beast. This is what they talk about. Beauty and the Beast was a story about the lower self and attaining higher knowledge. All of these Disney movies, all of these shows and stuff, like, they were throwing occult and esoteric knowledge to us since we were children, not knowing that they were planting the seeds for us to wake up at this time. Everything happens for a reason. So when they were screaming in the videos, Illuminati, satanic symbols, it was like, no, that was just our ancestors coming back, reminding us who we are. Symbols activate something in the subconscious mind that wakes you up. Peace, family. Conjure Queen here. And in this segment, we are going to be talking about different dimensions. We're going to be talking about crossing timelines. We're talking about doppelgangers, clones, okay, doubles. A lot of strange things happen in the Matrix, okay? So you got to realize that as the planet is waking up, as more people are stepping into higher consciousness, we are shifting energies, we're shifting dimensions, we're even shifting certain realms. Once you elevate yourself, you are becoming closer and closer to God, or to the source from which we all have come. So when you become the source, when you start to manifest yourself as the true goddess or God body that you are literally embodying what God is. You are literally becoming God on earth. So when babies stop and stare at you, when people stop you and tell you look like somebody, you are now becoming a reflector or a reflection to people, which means that you literally look like them, or they can see themselves in you. Now, this can be a double-edged sword, because some people may project their insecurities, wants, and needs onto you because you have this reflective like energy, right? Especially so if you are like a healer, if you are a spiritualist, if people come to you with their woes and worries, and random people stop you on the street and they want to tell you their whole life story, it's a strong possibility that you have a mirror-like aura where you reflect back to people their energy. And in relationships, you also teach people about themselves. So a lot of the times when those arguments come up, sometimes it's not even necessarily you, but you can be reflecting a trigger back to that person, and maybe that trigger is something that they haven't worked through or done the shadow work to heal, and so now they feel as though you are attacking them. You're also going to notice a lot of strange phenomena going on in the Matrix, and I'm going to explain to you why, okay? If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is I am Conjure Queen, okay? And the reason why I'm telling you to follow is because recently I just put up a post. Somebody sent me a photo of this girl who looks exactly like me. I'm like, yo, this cannot be happening. And it's been happening a lot lately to me. Like, guys, let me know in the comments, like, have you been having more occurrences with people who look like you, or people saying that you look like somebody, or sending you photos of people who probably look identical to you? The reason why this is happening is that we are merging into different dimensions. So imagine there's an alternate dimension, right? There's many alternate dimensions, and every alternate dimension is an alternate version of ourselves. And if you guys don't know about this, I would highly recommend getting into quantum physics, because the scientists know about this already, okay? This is why I love science, because science is literally magic. They just stay in the left brain, but they don't want to incorporate the spiritual aspect into it. Okay, that's how they kept us so stuck in left brain and unable to tap into our magical powers, because we're so stuck thinking that everything has to be scientific, the scientific method. That can be utilized in magic. However, you have to still keep that spiritual aspect with it. You learn about the quantum theory, you learn about the entanglement theory, you learn about the law of resonance, okay? There's so many different scientific words for them to pretty much say magic exists. Matter of fact, while we're on the topic of portals and dimensions, if you guys didn't know this, New York City is full of portals, and I'm going to tell you exactly where one of the biggest portals is at. If you have never been to 34th Street, Herald Square, that is a portal, baby, okay? When I tell you, people who are the old heads in New York, they know that New York is full of magic. You guys got to understand the history. There's a lot of blood that's been spilled there. Like, everybody on Wall Street, what? They found a whole bunch of Native American bones under those buildings when they did the construction. And that's why that area, the World Trade Center area, is cursed. Lower Manhattan, the World Trade Center, okay, that land is cursed. When they found all of those bones and stuff up there, you gotta understand that a lot of places in New York City is native sacred ground. And certain places was never meant to be digged up or have a building or a house or anything built on top of it. I gotta tell you about an old ancient ritual. Before a person was able to build a house or do anything with the land, they had to give that part of land or the spirits of the land an offering, right? And if you did not give an offering before digging up the land or burying something on top of it, then the spirits of that land was known to torment you or make you so miserable, so sick, or cause people around you to die. It would literally curse you, okay? It would create all of these issues and so that you can move out. Now,
this is mean.
Imagine you have all of these people in New York City digging up all of this stuff, not knowing the proper rituals. And this is why, listen closely, if you work in construction, if you're a carpenter, if you know somebody who is a carpenter, work in construction, listen to this, okay? It was known that you have to give a blood sacrifice if you wanted to build land or build a building or build a home on top of land. You had to feed the land with something, an offering, okay? Now, when you don't give that blood sacrifice, the spirit will take it. This is why a lot of the times there's certain freak accidents at construction sites. And I know a lot of my friends are construction workers, and they told me some really strange, crazy stories in New York. For one of my friends, I had to actually prepare him a protection because he was telling me like, yo, every day there was a crazy accident. And I'm going to tell you exactly where this was. This was downtown Brooklyn. Downtown Brooklyn is not too far from Fort Greene Park, and Fort Greene Park is very haunted because it's a whole bunch of dead people buried under the memorial there. A lot of people don't know that, but those who lived in Fort Greene for a very long time, they know the secrets of the land, and they had natives there who fed the spirits to keep the spirits at bay. So right downtown Brooklyn, where that Macy's is at, listen, if you guys live in New York or Brooklyn, even if you don't, I'm telling you guys just in case you decide to visit, where that Macy's building is at, my mother told me, even my grandmother even told me, they said down there is haunted. And that's why whatever is always built on top of that area, there's always like that building would start a fire. It used to be a movie theater there in the 90s, and so it burnt down, and then they built a Macy's there, and Macy's even caught on fire a few times, okay? People that work in Macy's that work there can even tell you that they seen some shit there. It's crazy. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because you have to give an offering to the spirits of the land when you move in. Like, this is a tradition that has been lost, because remember, we lost a lot of our memories, we lost a lot of our cultural history, but this used to be kind of like the norm. Like, if you go to somebody's house for the first time, you bring an offering, right? Like, I hope that you guys were raised that way. And you want to know the crazy part? What's known now as having like home training or manners, like that was literally cultural upbringing. Like, certain things was just taught to us, like certain values, how to treat the spirits, how to give offerings when you enter into a new space for the first time, how to give veneration to the spirits if you're moving into their land. Like, whenever I go to a new space, I give honor and thanks to the spirits of the land. I give honor and thanks to the trees around me. I ask them all to protect me, to bring me good energy, to keep out bad energy, like just to keep me safe and stable. I give them the offerings, we have our exchange, and we in a good place. Nothing ever happens. I never have any issues when I move to a new place. Now, if you notice that you always having issues, let's say you move to a place and there's always problems, maybe certain things are breaking down in the house, maybe there's just supernatural things happening, like y'all probably seen Amityville Horror, okay, The Conjuring, stuff like that really happens on a day-to-day basis, okay?